about this?
I think on a scale of 1 to 10, how concerning is this? I'm going to say an 8.
Oh.
And I'm saying an 8 because I think he'll play. You want to be the 1 or 10?
No, it was just your
The way you
delivery
set
of
it up.
that was
Eight
You were
is a lot.
gonna go like, you're like,
8 is a lot.
I know, but I thought you were like, I'm at 12. That's how it felt like we were headed down that road.
That's what
I say 8. The reason I said 8 because I think he'll play.
Okay.
I think he'll play, but I think he's going to be hampered. I don't think he's going to be as good because he's going to be banged up. Like the last 2 years, I know he missed, 8 games 3 years ago. Last 2 years, he hasn't missed a ton of games, but he's played banged up. Remember, he had a couple back injuries in Detroit.
Absolutely.
He had one the year after the Super Bowl. So this is kind of reoccurring, not to mention his other injuries that he's had. He's 37. He's in his 17th year. Like, I just think in the last 3 years, as he's played, he has not had a passer rating over 94. I know he's had moments, particularly last year, had some nice moments. But overall, no passer rating over 94. Hasn't thrown more than 20 or even 25 touchdowns. And so I just think that his production's not going to be what we've come accustomed to.
Well, I'm going to let this play, but I have to interject real fast. Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp were banged up, and the O-line was banged up. I mean, like, this roster throughout last season was literally held together with, like, not even duct tape, with Scotch tape. Okay, so like I don't care what your passer rating is or how many touchdowns you threw at that moment. Like I had to interject.
From Matthew Stafford because of his age and the fact that he's injured. And they're saying he's week to week. It's not even day to day. So I just think they didn't foresee any of this. So I think it's a problem.
I'm close to you. I have it at a 7. And when you think about his age, obviously some of the things that you just mentioned. But for me, when you listen to Sean McVay, like when he talks about the things that he's doing, and you joke of made light of it, talking about like he's barely doing anything that we would deem, oh, he's getting close.
Right.
Yeah.
Like walking, doing some core
He
things.
said light cardio.
Like
He was a professional football player.
nothing of what he mentioned gives me a belief of, oh, he's going to be back out there soon. No, I do believe that he'll be out there because knowing his track record and history of playing injured and dealing with playing with pain, he does it. I just don't think you can run that risk when you have a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo who's played with.
Jesus.
No.
My goodness gracious.
Who's played and has snaps up underneath him.
Devontae Adams will retire. Devontae Adams will be like,
Run the stats,
I'm not at all saying. But when you have Sean McVay being the play caller and what he has been known to do with quarterbacks, you're not going to rush.
Garoppolo's won some games.
Oh, there we go. We're so back.
At a historic rate.
We are not back to the Jimmy G.
Right. Everything they're saying, Wilds, is true, which is he's an older he's an older quarterback. He's been injured before. They're talking about light cardio and walking, and the backup is not good. So it's a 10.
A 10?
It has to be a 10.
Wow.
This is the single most concerning injury across the NFL in training camp thus far. This is the only, forget quarterback, just superstar player on a real contender that we're worried about. Is he going to be healthy for the season? Right. I'm not forgetting anybody. We've been actually lucky thus far in training camp that there hasn't
other guys we don't aren't out there.
Guys that pre-existing injuries. I'm not talking. I guess this kind of is, but you know what I mean. We haven't had the guy who suffers an injury, non-contact. They were like, oh, he's done for the year. Right. And this was Submarino. Because here's the other thing. It's not just about is he going to be healthy in September. It's about at 37 years old, can Matt Stafford be at his best in January?
And that's the point. And that's why they're going too high with this concern right now. Because they're obviously going to take this incredibly slow. That they're just like, there's no rush. We are doing light cardio, unloaded this, unloaded that, walking, what McVay went through, kind of all the things that Stafford is doing right now. he is seeing a back specialist, Stafford. And so it's like, it's not the best sign. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll play the game. I got him at a 5. It's definitely concerning. I think what it kind of sounds to me is like Stafford's kind of at the place where it's like, if he had to play right now, he would probably play. Hardly ideal. But if he had to play, he would play right now. But they are just taking it so extra cautiously because it's all about January and beyond, hopefully, ideally for them. It's not about, I got to get ready by, over these next couple of weeks and be out there by September, whatever it may be. Like, it's not about that. But Stafford's age, like, this all hangs on this. Like, they obviously are true, legitimate Super Bowl contenders. And it all stops and starts with Stafford, obviously. And if Stafford can still get out there and just be as good as he was last year and as healthy as he was last year, they are legitimate Super Bowl contenders because this defense will be better. The offense should be better. The O-line should be better. The run, like they should just be healthier. They got extra pieces now. Like, it should be like, let's get after it. But that all completely collapses. So, like, if you're worried about that, well, then it's a 10. Like, it's one of those weird things where you're like, all right, I don't think there's anything to be too alarmed with right now. But if there is a legitimate concern, then it's just as high as you can go because what's at stake is a Super Bowl. That's what's legitimately at stake. It's a Super Bowl, and Stafford, like, this is pretty much it, man. It's like this year and next year. And reportedly, it's like what the ideal situation for the Rams is like, because they do believe that they can win a Super Bowl. That's why they have Stafford under the contract that they have him under, and why they've made the moves that they have, what they made. That's why you go out and get a Devontae and whatnot, and extend Stafford. It kind of feels like we're trying to win a Super Bowl right now, 2025, 2026, and then this summer we're going to draft our next quarterback and Arch Manning, whoever's available, whatever it may be exactly. And we're going to sit him for a year, and Stafford's going to play that final year. He's going to be a great mentor. He's going to still get some money. He's going to be a great piece. We're still going to try to compete. Maybe we can, again, depending on if he actually won the Super Bowl this year or whatever, like, we're still going to compete. We're still going to go after it. We still obviously believe in Stafford, but, like, yeah, man, at this point, he's going to be entering 39, 40 years old. It's just, it'll be time for him to probably wrap it up. And he, understands that. I think, like, there were actually probably had, like, real honest discussions about, like, how we're landing this plane right now and what's our plan moving forward. And to me, that's pretty well reported. So I have no reason to kind of argue against it. And if Stafford's injured right now, I mean, that derails part of the plan, because you're not just trying to be like, okay, in year 3 from now, in terms of from this point on, in terms of like a 3-year timeline, we'll be back to being competitive. It's like, because then we'll have our quarterback would have already been sat for a year, and then it's year 2 of our young quarterback, and it's like, all right, let's go. Like, you'd be kind of in a weird way already punting this year and the next year, and you obviously don't want that, especially when, like I said, there's like legitimate Super Bowl potential. It's not like, oh, we're a pretty good team. We're a pretty good team. We're getting there. We're building something nice here. We just need a quarterback. Like, no, if you put it together, like, the Super Bowl is at stake here. Like, that's what makes it obviously so much more intense and it matters more. And I said this before there was any sense of injury of Stafford. I kept saying, like, I feel better so much about the Rams if Stafford has to do significantly less throughout the season. I would rather them, if they win 15 games, but Stafford's been taking a beating and is having to throw like 35 plus times a game after game after game, I'm more concerned about them in the playoffs than if he only has to throw significantly less. They only win 10 games, but they're in the playoffs, but his body has been preserved. Because he is an old quarterback, and the whole thing is like, how do we just get you feeling good getting into the playoffs? That's what it all comes down to. That's all that it matters right now. It's the same thing that we see with the NBA. It's like, Steph, I don't care what you do during the regular season. LeBron, I don't care what you do during the regular season. None of that matters. My goal is to get us into the playoffs and make sure that you are as healthy and as physically as fit as you can be getting into the playoffs. We typically don't talk about that with football players and quarterbacks, but like that is where Stafford is at this age, right? It's just like, nope, let's just try our best to keep him protected, keep him upright. Like even if I was McVay, I'm saying, you know, Matt, I know you can do it. I know you can hang in the pocket. I know you can let it rip. I don't want you taking any extra hits in the pocket. None of it matters. I don't care. Throw the ball away, whatever. You know, like, you know, get grounding. I don't care. I do not want these cumulative hits getting to you throughout the season. It's not worth it. I'm going to be able to get us to win some games. Our defense, we got a great offense now. Like, we don't need you to be a superhero right now. You got to protect your body. Once the playoff starts, that's fine. Go back to who you are, who we know you are. But right now, no, we got to minimize everything. And right now, this is like the perfect example as to why. Because it's just significantly more fragile right now. But I just feel as though the approach that they're taking is just like, we're being extra cautious. Let's consult with a specialist. Like, let's just take our time. But the one thing that I will say to undercut that whole thing is, it's a little concerning. Maybe one of you guys know who maybe have this information. The fact that he's dealing with this issue, and it's not like he's playing or took a bad hit. Like, the fact that this is happening, like, in the beginning of all of this is a little bit more concerning, more than anything, because it's just like, well, where did this come from? And, like, what were you doing? Did one of your daughters jump on you? Like, you know, were you moving a couch with your wife or something down the stairs and you, like, tweaked your back? Like, what actually happened here? Like, in a weird way, I would feel better if it was, like, in the middle of practice, and obviously, you know, quarterback, he's not, like, necessarily taking a hit, but, like, I would almost feel a little bit better if it was just, like, oh, you know, like he kind of got hit and tweaked his back, or we were doing a throwing drill and, you know, he was really trying to let it rip downfield and he just kind of tweaked it. You know, I don't know, like I would feel a little bit better, but I haven't heard of what actually caused this. It was just back soreness a little bit, back tightness, and then it was this. And the truth is that oftentimes athletes use that as a way as kind of getting extra rest. It's like, oh yeah, my back's a little tight, back spasms, because it's just like kind of like generic, like, yeah, we're just chilling right now. But the fact that he's seeing a specialist, then you're like, okay, something's obviously going on. And then you even have McVay talking more where he's like, yeah, you know, he's doing light cardio, a lot of like light stuff and this or that. And it's just like, all right, well, that is also weirdly specific right now. So they are clearly working around something. This isn't just like, we're letting our older quarterback take it easy right now. Like, that doesn't seem to be the case either. So, you know, it's that's why I'm at a 5, because I'm just like, I don't like it, but like I'm not sounding the alarm either, because it is August right now, so it's just like we're all right. And the last point I'll say is, listen, I'm not telling you that Jimmy G is about to go lead this team to the Super Bowl right now, but Jimmy G is obviously a good enough quarterback. And how do we know that? Because Sean McVay wanted him, and Sean McVay was comfortable, full well knowing Stafford at this point of his career is hanging on by a thread. Like, McVay's not dumb. He knows that there's a real chance that the backup quarterback could get in, and he owes it to this roster. Like, they made the moves that they made, and so Jimmy Garoppolo, like, he knows that he can win some games with Jimmy, right? So like it's not like you're saying, okay, you want Jimmy to play 16 games and then there you go, but like it's just Jimmy G is still going to be serviceable. And he certainly will be better than he was with, honestly, the 49ers, or even, especially with the Raiders and whatnot. So, because I believe McVay is that much better. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Los Angeles Rams and Matthew Stafford? How concerning is this? I'd like to see the scale. Let's all, please, when you leave a comment, drop the number on the scale of 1 to 10. What do you got? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.